what are you going to be doing? You're going to be renting a room in someone's basement. Pirating someone's Netflix, just so you know yourself. I swear, this is the way it actually happens. And this is legal. Like, this isn't even a crime. Yeah. This is the way they actually have built the system. So that you become this poverty-ridden guy. Like, and there's not even a program for you. Like, there's no one out there trying to help you out financially. Like, you are just complete. And she is living high on the hog, and she's not accountable to anybody for how she spends any of this money. I mean, so she's got like really 2/3 to 3/4 of your money every month, and she's living the best life ever. Like, she can have guys coming and going all day, all the time. She can have a live-in, and hell, even with the child support, even if she has a guy who she marries, let's say she's dumb enough to remarry, you might get out of the alimony there, but the child support, nah, man, that's still getting paid. Yeah, that is still getting paid. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just pointing out that most guys don't recognize just how huge the financial risk is when you sign on that bottom line. You say, I do. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to be doing, because you're going to be doing a lot of paying, okay? Because at any time after year 10, and she's feeling a little dissatisfied with the way you're behaving, like the hype isn't coming true, like she's not living the big life that she wants, or she's looking on Instagram and someone's doing a lot better than her and a lot better than you. Guess what? She's got a second option. She's got a golden parachute, and she can jump from that plane anytime she wants, leaving you in a burning wreckage, plummeting toward Earth with no parachute.
This is Pew Research. 50% of men aren't looking for a relationship.
When they say aren't looking for a relationship, do they mean I'm not looking for a woman, or I'm not looking for commitment?
And not actively pursuing any kind of interaction with women.
Oh.
Casual included.
What?
50%. Here's the point, right? You asked about solutions. The first thing that we need to do is turn down the volume of adversarial nature between these two. Anybody that listens to those two stories, right, the plight of men and the plight of women in the modern dating world, and doesn't see it as, wow, that's that really, really sucks for both sexes. Men have it worse in some ways, women have it worse in different ways, right? This isn't a competition of like, oh, let's wave the flag of who's actually accumulated more victimhood points. The first thing that needs to happen before anything is the volume of the conversation needs to be turned down. We need to see the challenges that are faced by both sexes. The second thing that needs to be put out front is that there needs to be a way to raise men up without bringing women down, because it is very easy for you to say, okay, so women are out achieving men in education and employment, let's just put the reins on them, and then everything's going to be brought back. You go, look, I am not trying to row back any of the gains that have been made by women over the last 50 years. But you do want to have eligible male partners, right? If the thermodynamics of attraction include the fact that women tend to want to date across and up in terms of status, employment, and education, you need to do something, right?
These are the 4 reasons why you lost her to somebody else. Number 1, you stopped making her feel anything. Same routine, same restaurant, same tired positions, same boring lines every single time. That does nothing for her anymore. It doesn't pull her in, and it does not make her crave you. Number 2, you forgot how to build anticipation. You go straight to it with zero warm-up, no seduction, no tension, no mystery, just straight to business like a robot. No, instead, you need to tell her exactly what you're about to do before you even touch her. I'm going to make you come so hard, you're going to forget your own name as soon as I get out of the office, so get ready. Like that. Let her hear that. Let the anticipation build so she's shaking before you even touch her. Number 3, you stopped claiming her. Women want to be owned, so say it loud like this. Lay down. Your is mine now. I want to feel every pulse of you on me. Command that authority in the bedroom. Do it. Number 4, you got comfortable. You thought showing up, paying the bills, and staying loyal was enough. But I'm sorry, my friend, it was not. She doesn't just want safe and stable. She wants to feel something real. Women respond to what things make us feel like, because when a woman feels a high level of raw hunger from her own man, No outside attention even registers. But if you stay silent and predictable, she's going to crave that intensity somewhere else. The man who makes her feel fully wanted is the man she will never, ever leave.
You know, a lot of these modern women want to continue to understand why men are not pursuing. Well, you know, when you guys say a lot of the stuff that you say, then it's not really worth the headache. Now, to be fair, there are some women out here that are actually good women. But, you know, then you start talking about, well, I'm not letting off of this and my standard is this. And it's okay to have a standard. But then, you know, a lot of this stuff, modern women are getting really crazy on. And a man is like, I don't even think I want to be around that. I don't even think that that's something that I would want to entertain or, you know, even go down that road. A lot of times they sum it up as the juice just isn't worth the squeeze.
Stay away from women that do these three things. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money in the dating world. So listen to my words, and if you need help breaking toxic patterns, my link is in my bio. Number 1, the excuse girl. All she is full of excuses. Oh, I didn't call you back because of this. Oh, I can't see you because I'm this. It's busy. It's blah, blah, blah. Excuse galore. I'm telling you right now, she's leading you on and you're not her priority. That's why she can come up with excuses. If Leonardo DiCaprio, old school, came into her life, she would not be making an excuse as to why she didn't call him and why she didn't go out with him. Number 2, only sees you and speaks to you when it's a convenient time for her. Love is not convenient. Love is actually very inconvenient. And let me tell you right now, if Tom Hardy, the love of my life, came into someone's world and said, hey, I want to do this tonight, she would drop all of her plans to go out with that man. So what I'm saying is, you ain't the priority if she's not prioritizing you. Number 3, and this one might take you a little longer to figure out, but she's not emotionally regulated. I know that sounds crazy and you're like, how do I know? Oh, you know, because she's love bomby, she's hot and cold, she's crying one minute, the next she's not, she's creating drama to reel you in, to just spit you out again. It is a crazy time with people who are not emotionally regulated. And I'm telling you right now, if you smell that in the beginning stages of dating, run for your life.
And I don't like that just because some of you women have had bad experience with men, y'all want every single woman out here to feel the same way that you feel about men. Just because you dislike men and you hate men, that does not mean that there are not a group of women out here that love and adore men. I just said that more women should start catering to their men and treating them like they're the prize. If you got a man at home that's taking care of you, he taking care of the family. Not only that, this man is under a lot of stress. This man has made it to where you don't have to lift a finger for nothing. And we're not talking about the bad men. That's the thing that y'all women, y'all don't like to comprehend that shit. Y'all automatically love to jump to conclusion and feel as though like I'm talking about the bad men. Like, use your brain. We are talking about the men that's out here working hard as hell for his family. He definitely is the prize, because without him, how are you going to survive? A lot of you women are mad because y'all didn't have bad experience with men. I'm sorry, I am not a part of this division that y'all are trying to create. I do believe that if I get with a man, yes, he is the prize. Especially if he's making sure I'm good at all times. Why would I not take care of my man and make it and worship the ground that he walks on? That is my man. And when I get with a man, I'm gonna love him down. I'm gonna worship him and the ground that he walks on. And I'm gonna make sure that my man is being catered to and treated good. See, a lot of y'all women, y'all just going off of trauma. Like, just like women think they the prize, men are the prize too. What excludes them from not being the prize? Just as well as there are bad men out here, there are bad women out here as well. So yes, when I get with a man, he definitely will be the prize. I will make sure that my man gets treated good and he knows that he is worthy and he's a king.
I'm surprising my boyfriend with a glamping trip to Outpost X, which is like Star Wars themed glamping. And so we're about to leave on our road trip. I think I'm most nervous for like trying to navigate without him seeing where we're going, but we'll see. Almost there.
You got a plane here with the Outpost X. Oh,
Okay.
wait, what? Bro, we're on freaking Tatooine. No. This is not real. Do they work here? This was the crazy surprise you were talking about, you freak. What? Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is honestly so sweet for so many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is because oftentimes men that are a little bit more nerdy, that are into things like this, women can come along and even though they're interested in him, like they don't like that side of him. They see interests like this as kiddish. Men, I'm here to tell you that if you have a little bit of a nerdy edge, that should not be treated negatively. There are lots of women that see it as an absolute positive thing. I see it as a huge green flag. Even if you as a woman don't really hold those same interests, like as long as you're open to exploring that and spending time in that with that man like this woman, that is a really cool thing to just explore and have fun with. I mean, that is what life is all about. I would argue that if you're just completely not into it and you kind of shame a man for having these interests and you have no amount of participation in it and zero interest in ever supporting it, you're kind of boring.
You have a lot of these modern women that continue to ask why men are checking out of dating so fast, right? And a lot of men on the other side feel like dating in society is asking him for his entire portfolio, full effort. And there's no ROI. There's no clear path to what do I get in return? What's in it for me? There's no clear path. And when you ask for a clear path, you're a misogynist. You're thinking like you're still in the patriarchy. It's 2026 or it's 2027, it's whatever year it is. You're back in the Stone Ages. You know, you got to come up out of that and just allow me to do whatever I want.
A$AP Rocky's love for Rihanna just proves that y'all are miserable and alone, and it's not gonna get any better for you, babes. I'm so sorry. I keep seeing people, mostly women, having issues with everything about the interview that A$AP did about Rihanna, and it's very weird. Y'all have issues with his verbiage. Y'all have issues with the stories he's telling. Y'all have issues that he said that he had stopped being a 304, stopped sleeping around with multiple people and locked down with one person because she's a real ass bitch. She's a strong black woman and she's always been there for him at his lowest. And y'all have a problem with that. Newsflash, most people fall in love with other people because how that person makes them feel, right? Whether it's being there for them, listening to them, buying them things, whatever it is, most people don't fall in love with other people when there's no correlation back to themselves. Does that make sense? I'm sure it doesn't, because y'all are acting like he's just supposed to love her for no reason that has to do with him. I'm convinced that y'all are going to be miserable and alone forever because y'all want the performance of love and relationship. Y'all want the performance. Y'all want Shonda Rhimes to write your love story. You don't want real love. You don't want real relationship. You don't want real connection, because that's what real connection looks like. And y'all are trying to tear that man down. Disgusting.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So some polling came out, and it's not really political polling, but it kind of is, because it does involve conservative men and more liberal women, or basically all women versus the conservative men. And it asked what they were looking for in relationships. Well, the conservative men were all about looks. They were all about these beautiful women who were perfectly built, no matter what the guy looks like. They wanted this perfect woman who would stay at home, raise children, cook meals, and basically be their servant. Well, the women who came back in that poll, that was none of the stuff they were looking to do in a relationship. They were actually looking for love and someone to enjoy life with, not someone who was going to be a dictator over them and tell them when and where and what they could do. Well, conservative men are finding out through this, in this poll, what the numbers were of how many of them were not in a relationship or had been in one that didn't last. And it was a ton of the conservative guys were like, oh no, I haven't got a serious relationship, and they didn't have a lot of second dates. And now the women said they'd rather just not go out on dates if they were going to end up with someone who was so far right-wing that they didn't even know that the woman in front of them even existed. So the conservative men who are walking around with long looks on their faces, maybe if you had changed just a little bit of what your expectations are and actually really change it, then maybe you'll get a date.
A lot of these social situations now is it just a man really doesn't want to take the risk. He really doesn't want to look like a criminal, right? The man says hi to you at a grocery store, or I mean, it don't really matter where it is. He tries to make conversation with you, and you're looking at the man sideways. You're looking at the man like he did something wrong. Literally. I mean, well, yeah, he coming up like a creep. How? I just said hi. Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I don't want to talk to nobody. Well, that's something that you got to work out within yourself. But you also need to work out how to be polite. I mean, even if y'all don't go anywhere, he don't ask you out. Modern women need to learn how to be polite in general. In general. Woman got mad at another lady for just coming up and saying hello. Just coming up and saying hello. What? I didn't do anything wrong. And then tried to put it on the internet like, oh, why she come over here bothering me? And people down in the comments are like, you look like an idiot. She was just being polite. You need to learn some manners.
If a woman makes false allegations in a silver bullet divorce and her husband commits and they find out she lied, she should be convicted to the fullest. And a lot of you might not agree with that. But if you've never dealt with false allegations in a divorce, you have no idea what it does to you. He loses his home, his kids, all of his money, his career, his reputation, everything overnight. That would drive anybody to commit. And on top of that, the brain damage, the nervous system collapse, the trauma, the PTSD, and the CPTSD, because this goes on for years. Her lies drove him to no longer wanting to live. And before all you ladies go crazy, currently in Australia, Scotland, and England, they're starting to convict male abusers who abuse their victims with coercive control, and their victims commit. It's never been done before. Because usually people look at it as an independent decision. But now the courts are starting to look and see that people can be driven to commit. Now they're just doing it for women, and I support that. Because what's going to end up happening is they're going to start looking at men, because the rates for men are astronomical. And honestly, if they start convicting, it's going to stop all this. It's going to save a lot of men's lives. And if you're a man struggling with this right now, you need some help, you can book a session with me. I've got a book called Unmasking the, which helps you deal with female predators in divorce, heal, and detach. And then also a free ebook for men who are struggling with called Don't Die Tonight. It's all in the link in the bio.
Men are finally waking up. They are starting to see that being loyal, giving, and doing everything right does not mean that you will be appreciated. Too many good men have been bruised by women that only saw them as a wallet, a handyman, or an emotional punching bag. Those same men are now choosing themselves. They are choosing peace as well over pressure of the world that they have to be a husband and a father. They're literally protecting their hearts. And that's not because they don't love women. They are tired of being drained by the wrong women. If women do not see that y'all are paying attention to exactly who some of us are, and some of us are just not for the right thing. They are falling to societal pressures, their little circle that's around them, their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, their friends. They want them to be the leaders in the relationship, and that's just not how it works in this world. What we say doesn't go all the time. When you're in a relationship, you have to work together as two, not as one that is being put on this pedestal that they have to get everything done for them and men have to do what women are saying. It does not work like that. It pretty doesn't work anymore. It's not about what we look like. It's about how we treat men and how they feel. And when the man knows his worth, he not gonna stay for no drama. The new standards are for women is that you have to bring peace. You have to pour back into him. It's about a woman that understands that love isn't about taking. It's about building with that man and not trying to build on him. I truly believe that the era of good men is not ended, but good men have woken up and they understand their worth.
It's not the IG models. It's not the bottle girls. The biggest goers outside are the young single mothers.
I always on the first date. I don't give
It doesn't matter.
No, I like to get pounded down. I like to ride it.
What's your nickname, Nessa?
That's my daughter's name.
How old is your daughter?
She's finna be 3.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
And I didn't even clock this until recently when I did an interview. I was asking this girl what's her dream.
I want to become a police officer to be able to provide for my daughter.
How's your daughter?
She's 5 months now.
Is the father in the life?
No, we're not together.
How old are y'all?
I'm 19.
And I remember going back to the homies and I was like,
She got decent energy, I can't lie.
don't get me wrong though, of course I had my suspicions.
You know, the Johns of the kids be the freakiest ones.
Then later, I went to her IG.
It's the wildest story ever. She's on it. We aren't together, just spring break pics. Just spring break pics? Our older yeah. Not yet. Hello? Boom. Baby. Why would he do that?
I think it's because they were abandoned. So now they're chasing that attention to heal that wound. Maybe if somebody wants me, he was wrong for leaving. Maybe if I can still turn heads, I still matter.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that? Hey.
Have a nice day.
You too.
And I get it too because motherhood like that is probably extremely lonely. The party life becomes an escape. For a moment, they're not broke, they're not stressed, they are desired. And they're young, so social media don't help. They probably see all their friends doing the same, so it seems normal. I don't even think like these are bad mothers or bad people. It's just sad because I wish there was more outlets for women to go and feel valued without male attention. Because you can't live in the streets and expect your daughter to never leave the porch.
And I think what's interesting is that modern women really don't know how to control their own emotions. They really don't know how to regulate their own emotions. They want and they ask for things that they don't even know how to do, right? So I want a man who's vulnerable, a man who's emotionally available. I'm sick and tired of these men not opening up. It's okay to cry. Boys actually do cry and all that other nonsense. But then when a man does actually open up, all of a sudden it's, oh, well, you know, I really don't know if I can respect him anymore. I really don't know if I see him the same way. I really don't know if I see him the same way. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stupidity is what it is. You're asking for something. Then when somebody gives you what you're asking for, well, I didn't really mean like that. No, you did mean like that. Because that's how the books portrayed it. That's what the books were saying that you were reading. That's what the TV shows were saying or portraying. That's what they're showing. And when somebody gives it to you in real life, and when you're in the moment, then all of a sudden, I don't know if this is exactly what I'm looking for. I don't know if this is for me. But you still have videos out there, and then you get back on there the very next day talking about this is what I want.
I've never asked a man for money or gifts or anything like that. I honestly wouldn't do that. It's kind of weird to me. I just think that if you are dating the right type of man, you won't have to ask for those things. Like the right type of man that has a provider mindset and like wants to take care of you, wants to like be generous with you, like he's just going to do certain things without you having to ask. Last 2 guys that I dated were very much like that. Like I never asked for a Cartier bracelet. This man that I was dating like just wanted to get me something really nice. I barely even knew what Cartier was at the time. My Dyson Airwrap was a gift. One of them gave me a budget and a personal shopper at Bloomingdale's for my birthday. Like I just never asked for anything like that. Like I would never like expect those types of things. If you're dating the right type of man and he really likes you and he values you, he's just going to volunteer and offer to do these types of things. But if you think that just being pretty, just like looking good and being like nice is enough, it's not. Like if a man just values you for your looks, sure, he might like pay for things or give you some things, but like you are easily replaceable to him. He has to value you with everything else that you offer and that you bring. And I mean in terms of like your personality and like who you are, all of that. I think it's more beneficial for women to focus on enriching themselves, enriching who they are, their personality, the things that they have going on, because men find that attractive. When you have a lot of things going for yourself, you're passionate about what you do, like men like that. They find that attractive. And I think that's a better way to try to attract the right man versus just seeking out a man that can take care of you and provide for you.
And speaking of the Danish deception thing, I don't know if he's gonna get mad at me for sharing this, but by the time my boyfriend and I like made it official and decided, I was like, all right, I'll be your girlfriend. You've done all these things. You have shown to me that you're boyfriend material. You know what I did? And I look back and I'm like, damn, that was pretty audacious. I'm not gonna lie. I audited that man's finances. I literally said, what is your net worth? I want to see the accounts. I want to see it with my own eyes. Even though he was like, you know, flying me on all these trips and doing all these things for me and like buying me all these things, I was like, Q, I don't know if that's a credit card. I need to know that you're the person that you say you are. I need to audit those accounts. And I was not scared to do it. And he looked at me and goes, I've never had anyone ask to do that. I've never had that happen. And I said, well, welcome to the first time, bitch. Pull up those accounts. Okay? First time for everything, isn't there? Pull up those fucking accounts. Y'all are too afraid to offend these men. Y'all would rather cut men off entirely before you approach your relationships with men being offensive and being audacious and like being confrontational and being upfront. But being confrontational and being upfront is going to save you so much heartbreak and time loss and deception and money loss and all that shit. You need to do a full audit on these men, not just their financial accounts, all of it. Audit them completely. I want to see anything you say you did. I want to see the proof. And I don't feel bad about that shit either.
Men can love only one football team, soccer team, basketball team. But when it comes to just loving one woman, being tied down just seems like the worst possible outcome.
This is not for all men. Some men actually want to stay with the same person long term or forever. But part of the reason why they're so loyal to their team is because there's a reason for it. For a lot of men, it's not the commitment itself, it's committing to the wrong woman. That's why you see men who happily are obsessed with their same team even if they haven't won a game for so long. For a man, every year that you're with him or all the time you're with him adds happy memories. If you're a woman, enjoyable to be around. You know, the inside jokes, the intimacy. And for a lot of men, that becomes irreplaceable. And that's why sometimes men go through a horrible breakup and years later they're still thinking about that one woman that they once were with. A lot of men don't see commitment itself as the cage. It's being tied to that woman that seems amazing at first, but then the real her comes out and she's impossible to deal with. And by then he's already invested so much. Or they're married and it's not easy to just get up and walk away. Now this isn't all men. Some men don't want long-term relationships and that makes sense in itself, as long as he's upfront and honest and isn't hurting anybody. But just because a man loves one specific football team doesn't mean he doesn't notice the good stuff in the other team, the way they handle the situation, the way it played out, but they're still loyal to that one team. It's the same thing with women. He still notices attractive women exist outside of the woman he's with, but he chooses to commit to her long term and every day. But again, you have to give him that reason.
Everyone's arguing about men versus women, while the real win is happening above you. Because divided people are weak people. And right now, we are more divided than ever. Men are being demasculated, women are being told they don't need men. The agenda that relationships are and apparently always have been transactional is spiraling. People are together for what they can get. Sex, money, validation, selfish reasons, and everyone is replaceable. Everything is acceptable and everyone can be everything and whatever they can be. There are no boundaries. And we're acting like all of this is just normal. I think this is exactly where capitalism and the people at the top want us. Because strong nuclear families, they don't benefit from chaos. A man who leads, provides, protects. A woman who nurtures, supports, builds their home. Two people who are committed to something bigger than themselves. That structure is strong. That structure creates discipline, loyalty, stability. And if you weaken that, you weaken everything. So what do? Push independence over unity, blur roles, reward selfishness, turn men and women against each other. Now look, everyone's defensive, everyone's trying to win or one-up each other instead of building. And we're feeding into it. Every time you treat the opposite like the enemy, every time you move from ego, hurt or revenge, you're playing your part
perfectly. That is not how we were meant to live. That is not what marriage is supposed to be. And if you believe in God, then you know this isn't the design. So stop asking who's right. Stop asking who hurt you. Ask yourself, am I building something real or am I contributing to the breakdown? Because if we don't come back together, if men don't step up and women don't meet them there, then this only goes one way, and it's not a good one.
Because it looks like these Gen Z boys have it figured out. The age of chasing is over, guys. Modern men are no longer confused, and they're no longer scared. They're simply not playing the game anymore. Modern men are done performing for disinterest. Today, when a woman tells him no, a man who respects himself says, okay, and he leaves her alone. No arguing, no convincing, no follow-ups, no orbiting, no friendship code. But here's the issue women didn't anticipate. Those men, they never come back. They don't linger, they don't check in, they don't wait for a mood change. They simply move on as though nothing happened. Because modern men have finally asked the obvious question about dating here in 2026. And that question is, why chase someone who is running away? Chasing assumes resistance. Resistance assumes lack of desire, and lack of desire is a dead end. Attraction that needs persuasion was never attraction to begin with. Over the past few years, men have realized something very critical. If she really wants you, she makes it easy. If she doesn't want you, no amount of effort will magically convert indifference into desire. So men have stopped chasing, not out of bitterness, but out of efficiency. Men have stopped proving. They've stopped auditioning. They've stopped trying to earn interest. These guys now operate on one simple rule: interest first, investment second. Anything else is just bad math as far as they're concerned. And this is why women are shocked, bitter, and pissed. Not because men disappeared, but because men learned to walk away quietly. No drama, no ego battles, no speeches. Just absence. And absence hurts more than any chase ever did. But like I said before, the age of chasing is over. It's either mutual interest or it's nothing. This isn't weakness, gentlemen. This is evolution. And if you want to continue to evolve in today's dating landscape, subscribe and hit the notification bell.
To understand that the way they talk about men and the way they move, even out here, a man is going to get tired of that at some point in time. He's going to get tired of having to basically be your servant, because that's what you're really asking for. You're not really looking to reciprocate. You're not really looking to give back to him all of the things that he gave to you. And really, honestly and truly, at the end of the day, that's what a man is looking for. I think both sides, you have, okay, and that's why they say this is how I receive love, right? A man, will receive love in the way of respect. A woman is probably going to receive love in the way of affection, words of affirmation, and there's a lot of women out there. That's why you have the 5 love languages, because a woman is going to receive it. You can hug me, but don't hug me too much. There's within the 5 love languages, there's varying degrees. Some women don't really like gifts, but I do like them. But I would like you to talk to me and tell me that I'm pretty, tell me that you love me. That's the one that I really, really like. But it's nice to have some gifts sometimes. It's nice for you to give me some flowers. You got to do a combination of all of these things, right? And then when you're looking at a man, once again, the same thing. This is how I receive love. I would like you to touch me. I would like you to come in, give me a hug. We're watching TV. You might be rubbing my head or massaging my shoulders or rubbing my back, just like I would to you. Right? You want a massage, you want me to, I'm so tense. Work is so stressful. And okay, you want me to come in, want me to hear those words, come in and give you a massage. No questions asked. And then for a lot of these ladies, okay, give me the 5-star spa treatment. Well, I'm not a masseuse. Well, just get the oil and, all of that stuff and, just do your thing. So now you as a man, you got to go online trying to watch movies and videos and stuff like that. Okay, how do I massage right now so I won't hurt? Because modern women will get out there and be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm not a masseuse. So yeah, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Oh, it's too heavy and stuff like that. Right? So they're telling you, this is how I want you to do it. Great. A man is going to tell you, well, this is what I would like. This is what I would want. And when I say what I would want, especially if I'm giving you what you want, I don't want to hear no cackling, no going back and forth, none of that. That's how y'all be losing good men. Y'all don't want to do anything that they ask you to do.